Hey everyone, this is Chewy from PropMonkeysFPV. I'm here to do a quick build of an SCX, parts provided mostly by ATs, a big sponsors of the PropMonkeysFPV crew. They've been supporting us for a good part of the year. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly explain the parts I'm going to use, and then I'm going to make this video as short as possible. So I'll be skipping a lot of the details of what I'm doing as I'm building. I'm just going to skip straight to, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do, and then just kind of cut and then go straight to the finished step of that particular part. So that way this video is as short as possible and it's not as boring. So let's go to the parts. First off, I will be using these new Emax RS2205 S motors that AT sent me to try out and evaluate. So I'm looking forward to that. These are the 2300 kVs, and yep, they are the S version. So can't wait to do that. That's actually the main reason why I'm doing a whole new build, because of these motors that they want me to evaluate. I'm going to use the 4-in-1 Littlebee ESCs, also provided by ATs. These are 20 amp Littlebee Pros. I've had this on another build. It works fantastic, and I highly recommend it. And these are the cheapest at ATs. I've shopped around, and these Littlebees 4-in-1s, the best price is definitely at ATs. I'm also going to use flight controller. Now this is from Ready to Fly Quads. It's a F4 Flip 32 F4 board. Reason why I didn't go with AT is simply because you don't have F4 right now, so I decided to use that. Also for the VTX, I'm using the Eachine ET526. I like this for a couple reasons. One is you can switch power between 25, 200, and 600 milliwatts, and again, this has a PWM signal where you can control the channels. You can't control the band, so you pick a band, say Fat Shark or Race Band or something like that, but you can change the channel via your transmitter, FR Sky or whatever Spectrum. So I use this on my other builds and I love it. It's fantastic. It's economical on eBay, and it works great. Camera, I'm going to use the Foxeer HS1177, also from ATs, but I am going to replace it with, it comes with a 2.8 lens. I'm going to do a 2.1 lens because I prefer 2.1. What else? I'm going to use this antenna. It is, I believe, I don't remember what it is. I'll put the link at the bottom. I forgot where this is from, but it's a cheapy $6 one, but I've had this for a while. It's a Sky Zone, I believe, and it works great. There's a few things you can do to protect it, to prevent it from breaking from crashes, and I can explain that later. I am going to use these rubber O-rings. I just pick wherever you can get them. I just got these Yokomos, and they're actually meant for cars, RC cars, but I'm using them to put them between the flight controller and the standoffs, so it can absorb some of the vibration. So that way, as you guys know, gyros on the flight controllers are very sensitive to vibration. So the more you can dampen those vibrations, the better. What else I'm going to use for the VTX? I'm going to use an extender. For the SCX frame, it actually has a good build to put a good place to mount the VTX. But the problem is this SMA connection right here is a weak spot. So every time you crash, a lot of stress is on here, unless you do something. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put one of these extenders and then kind of have this go into the little mount on this side, and that way when it crashes into things, all the stress is in this wire and you don't break your VTX, which I have busted a lot of these VTX before doing this, and ever since I switched over, I have never broken one. Now the problem is, of course, it makes the build a little bit messier and it adds some weight, but that's something I'm willing to sacrifice for the fact that I don't have to buy a VTX every month. And with that, at the end, I'm going to put this little 45-degree angle adapter, SMA adapter, so that way I can angle my antenna at a 45-degree angle, and I don't have to worry about bending it. and then it'll help clear the props better. And of course, the frame itself is the SCX 200. Fantastic frame from Armatan. Also bought this from AT, or actually AT provided it to the Prop Monkeys. So this, I'll put all the links of where you can get all the things at the bottom of the video. And for the SCX, I'm not gonna. It's already built. What I did was, this is the same. It's a PDB, but since with 4-in-1s, you don't need the PDBs anymore. So with the what I do, I flip it so that way I'm not shorting anything, and you still need it because it's part of the frame. So I just flip it so I can make it still be usable and not short anything. There is a couple things. The frame is pretty simple, but there's a lot of different screws, so that probably needs a little bit explaining. So there's 3 types of screws that you'll see that goes at the bottom here. See, there's 1, 2, 3 right here on each leg or each arm. So there's a nylon one. So this nylon one goes on the furthest inner one because that's going to be going with your being connected to your nylon standoff. You will need some extra standoffs. You'll need to get some more because what I do is I put the 4-in-1 below here and then the flight controller above that. So to separate the 4-in-1 and the flight controller, you need another set of standoffs. So so that doesn't come with it, so you'll need to get some yourself. The middle screw is for this frame standoff. So you need the longer one of the 2. So you gotta look here. I don't know if you can see, but you can see it's this one's slightly longer. That's the one you want. So that's the one you want to put in here, and that will go with this guy. Okay, and then finally you're going to get one of these pressure nuts, I think it's called, and it goes on the larger hole at the very end here, which is a larger hole size. You kind of push that in a little bit, and then you take the slightly shorter screw, put it in through the arm from the top, and then you just can screw it on, and it'll just, and this pressure screw will actually hold it in. And that is pretty much it. So, oh, and then I am going to replace, and then of course there's the back part. Back part goes back here, and then that's where the VTX goes in here. So there is, I'm going to show this later, there are some other pieces that you can use to help mount the VTX better. And then you got, of course, your camera mount. Now there are different screws and parts for the actual camera mount. So this is one side of the panel. You get this kind of rubber thing. So it's actually meant to hold the camera. So you want to kind of stick it in the hole, kind of degrom it in here, and then it'll hold in the hole. You're gonna have a little white washer, which I put in here with a very small screw, which this will go on the side of your camera case. Then you got this big thumb screw where you can unscrew it and adjust. As you can see, this is how you adjust it. You'll have to unscrew both sides to adjust the camera, and then screw both sides together. And the other side of where that screw is another one of those pressure nuts. Okay, and I think that's it. So that would look something like this, right? So it'll look like something like that, which will go right here, and then you can put the top on. So with the top, I am going to, it does obviously come with screws. You're going to see it comes with a lot of these types of screws, these shorter 3mm screws. There's a lot of them, and I was trying to figure out what they were used for. Actually, I think they get a lot so you can use them for the motor mounts. But you know, as you know, a lot of these motors come with their own screws, so you can use what comes with the motors or with what the screws with the frame. So that's fine too. I am going to use, and where did I put it? Right here. I got these from AT's. These are titanium screws, so these are considerably lighter than your regular screws that comes with the frame. And it's so I'm going to use this just so I can save a little weight. I'm probably not now, but I probably will buy more of these of different sizes, so that way I can replace basically every single screw in here and probably save, a good 5, maybe more, 5 to 8 grams once everything's said and done is what I'm guessing. Probably more if I go all the way to the motor mount, since there's 16 screws for the motors. I did forget to mention that I will be using a FR Sky receiver. I'm using the X4R, and then during the build I'll show you how I place it in the frame. All right, okay, so let's get to the building.